today's video. If you're subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for staying subscribed, even though I haven't uploaded a video in, I don't know, maybe months. And if this is your very first time watching this video, thank you for joining me. I love talking about career, work, money, faith, relationships, and that kind of thing. If you like engaging with that kind of material, I think you're really going to love this channel, and I think you're going to love the content I create on here. Today I want to talk about something I'm quite passionate about, and I think a lot of people don't talk about. I think if you talk about this, you're seen as like deep and, you know, just like woke. But to be honest, I think it's something that we need to talk about more, or that more people need to be aware of. It's very simply about living intentionally. So today I'll be talking about how to live like an intentional person, and also small changes you can make to your life to live more intentionally. And pretty much, to me, what living intentionally means is living purposefully. The reason I think this is so important is because I think in today's world especially, there's so much grabbing your attention, so much. If you wanted to do 10,000 different things every day, there's so much to do. Is it watching series? Is it, I don't know, being on Instagram or social media? Is it, you know, working around the clock? There's just always something to do. And I don't believe that life should be like that. I don't believe that life should be constantly just go, and you're just going. You don't know where you're going, but you're just going. For me, that just doesn't make sense. One of my favorite sayings is, you know, I'm paraphrasing here, but this saying that some people are just going nowhere fast. They're going, but they're going nowhere, and they're going really fast. So I think, you know, a lot of times we're really focused on just doing, and sometimes you just need to pause and reflect and think, well, why am I doing what I'm doing? And I think this became important, or this became apparent to me in recent years. For about a year and a half, I didn't have a 9-to-5 job, for instance. I mean, I had other things I was doing work-wise, but I didn't have a 9-to-5 job. And I think it was a great opportunity for me to step back and, you know, take stock of my life, take stock of what I wanted to do, where I was going. And I really feel like it was a blessing. At the time, it didn't feel like it, because when you're out of work, you're just, you know, kind of broke all the time. But it was a real blessing. Yeah, I had my struggles, but I really feel like I needed that time. So this is what I'll be talking about today. If you're interested, keep watching. I know you're going to enjoy this. So if you want to be a more intentional person or live more intentionally, I think the first thing to do is, first of all, establish what you want out of life. And it might sound like such a basic thing, you know, because many people think, oh, don't we just all want the same thing? But the truth is that we don't. For someone like me, what I consider a good life, what I consider a fulfilled life, will be very different from maybe someone like you or someone like another person watching. So I think it's very good to establish exactly what you want out of life. So let me give you an example. For me, a good life or a fulfilled life, what that looks like is doing work I enjoy and getting compensated fairly well for it. Be quality relationships. For me, relationships are everything. For me, relationships make or break life. So maybe you're not like that. Maybe for you it's something else. For you, maybe that could even be travel. And sometimes people look at that as such like a trivial thing, like travel, my friend, go and walk. But you know, it's not about that. For some people, a life where they don't get to see the rest of the world is just a dead life. So because a few years ago I realized what was important to me, it helped me to order my priorities. And I really think that is at the core of what I'm saying. If you know the kind of life you want, it helps you to order your priorities. So I knew that for me, I was going to spend a lot of time with people, with my friends, with my family, with even people I don't know, having conversations with people I just met. For me, that's what life is really about, making meaningful connections. So yeah, it helps me to prioritize things in my day, in my month, in my year. And you just find that when you do that on a daily basis, your life starts to take the shape of what you want. If you're someone who really values their own time, for instance, you might decide, you know what, I'm not going to work a 9-to-5 job, and I might not necessarily be an entrepreneur as well, but I'm going to take freelance work, and maybe I'm able to support myself. Maybe I have a partner who works 9-to-5, and you know, we can sort of balance things out. Or maybe it doesn't even have to be about a partner, you know, maybe I'll just make do with working freelance or working project by project, and you know, I want to use the rest of my time, or I want to use the rest of the day or whatever to do what I enjoy, or to spend time with people, or to chase things I'm passionate about, I think it's very important to know what you want out of life. So key. That really leads me to my next point, which is legitimately watching how you spend time. I think one of the most useful iPhone updates that they've ever done is that, I don't know what's called, but that thing that lets you know screen time. Yeah, screen time. I like the fact that it shows you how much you're actually spending time doing things, because we often don't have that in real life, to have like something there that's literally saying, you know, this is how much you actually spend on XYZ. It starts from the little things in your day. Okay, how much time are you spending on social media? How much less time could you be spending on that and be using it to do something else? You know, I'm not hating on social media at all. I mean, this is a social media platform that I'm sharing this video on. I love social media. I love Twitter. I love YouTube. I mean, Instagram, if you shut down, you know, I wouldn't die. But yeah, I love social media, but I think we spend a bit too much time collectively as like a generation. I think we spend a bit too much time on social media, and that if we did a bit less, other areas of our lives might benefit from that. Another very popular thing that I know a lot of people do is like binge watching series. So sometimes my friends, my colleagues, people hate on me because I don't watch series. I mean, from time to time I watch something that I'm interested in, but generally I don't really watch series, especially like popular or popping series that people like. I'm always like, oh, why don't you watch the series? What I do with that? And I'm just like, to be honest, things like that really take so much of your day. And before you realize, you know, you're spending most of your free time or time you're not at work or the weekend, you're just binge watching like Game of Thrones. For me, I just knew quickly that that was not what I wanted to spend my time on. You know, sometimes I would much rather just actually lie down and stare at the ceiling and, you know, just use the opportunity to think than binge watch series. Again, there's nothing wrong with these things. It's just the amount of time that we spend on it that I think if it was a little bit less, you could see some real changes in your life. My next point, unplug. I'm not kidding, unplug more often. In the past, I've tried turning off my phone for 24 hours, more than that, 36 hours. You know, I'm gunning for 48 next. I know everybody's not like me and everybody doesn't have to be like me. You can pick different areas in your life where you want to, you know, take more control. But for me, these are just some areas, and I also think they can be for you as well. Just unplugging and not chatting with somebody every 2 seconds and not constantly checking your feed. Yo, the amount of time that you get back, you'll be like, wow. It always seems like there's so much to do. There are not enough hours in the day. But we make time for the things we want to make time for. That's the truth. Maybe there's a project that you wanted to work on for a few years and there's just no time. If you made a few changes here and there, you could get back some hours. That's all I'm saying. When it comes to living intentionally, another thing I would say is try and be present in the moment, okay? This is something I do. When people are talking to me, I don't press my phone. I'm not watching something at the same time, at least to the best of my ability. Not like I'm working or something and you're talking to me, but if it's my free time and we're having a conversation, I'm there. Believe me, I'm listening to you. And also because I love talking, I love having conversations. Maybe that's why some of these things I'm saying are easier for me. Maybe you're more introverted and you don't really care for stuff like that. You just want to be by yourself and be watching series. Maybe you can't relate, but hopefully you can relate to other things I'll talk about. So many times we're everywhere at the same time. You may be talking to a few people like on your phone and you're talking to 2 people, and you know, I just feel like life is short and relationships hold a lot more value sometimes that we place on them. And at the end of your life, a lot of times, I've not reached the end of my life yet, so I don't know this for sure, but I just imagine that it won't really be about how many posts you uploaded or how many photos you liked. It will really be about the connections you made and your friends and family. So make time for them, and when you're with them, really be with them. Another thing that really helps me with living intentionally is being organized. Again, naturally, being organized comes naturally to me, okay? So I'm sorry, maybe this whole video is just about me, but being organized, I feel like it really helps. So much to do in the day. Is it work? Is it family life? Is it I don't know, business. You know, some people even have all of those going at the same time. So being organized really helps, and doing things in advance. Sometimes at the weekend, maybe you just want to relax, you just want to laze around and not really do anything. Do that, you know, but also, and I saw this on Twitter and I think it's so true, sometimes doing what you know your future self will be grateful for is a form of self-care. Before Monday, get ready for Monday, or wake up extra early to sort out a few things before work. Whatever is going to make your life easier and more organized, I think is worth your time. Whatever that is, whether that's getting help to be organized and paying for it, whatever. If you need a PA, you get a PA. Like, just try in your daily life to, you know, be more together, and I feel like it'll make a massive difference. I think I touched on this before, but what really helps me when it comes to this subject we're talking about is remembering what's important. I'm Christian, and I really believe that what really matters is the effect that my life has on other people, in little ways and in big ways. So when I wake up on a Monday morning and I'm just like, what is this life? Why do we even need to work? Why do I need to be in traffic? What is the meaning of this whole world? I try to remember that there's a bigger picture, and that there's a bigger plan, and that God does have a plan for me. And you know, a lot of times it can seem so pointless, this whole thing, but when I try and remember that there's a bigger picture and that my life is more than what it seems, I'm going somewhere, there's a point, there's a purpose to me being, yes, that does help me. It helps a lot. So these are just some ways that I believe you can be a more intentional person or live a more intentional life. I'm all about this, and I've seen it change my life, and I really think it can change yours too. Literally taking out the time to think about what you are doing and not just doing it. Believe me, it changes the game completely. Just take a moment, think about this. Is this the best use of my time? Is this the best use of my emotions? Is this the best use of my day? And if you find that it's not, you can just stop and move on to something that's more productive. And it seems like a very small thing, but when you do this every day, and you do this every week, and you do this every month, you literally just watch your life change. Find out what's really important to you, and I would say pursue it. Of course, by all means, that doesn't mean quit your job and just like be broke. No. But I think that too many times we don't think about what we really want from life and how we can go about getting it, and then finding a midpoint, I would say. Those are just some of my thoughts. Please share with me in the comment section things that you do as well, or if you disagree with what I said, or you know, everything I said and you think something completely different, please share with me. I love having conversations. I genuinely love to know your thoughts. This is just not something I'm saying just to end the video. No, I'd really love to know your thoughts. Please share with your friends as well on your social media. It's so weird because I spent this whole video hitting on social media and now I'm asking for support on social media. How funny is that? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Bye.